Mommy? Sorry. Mommy? Sorry. Mom.
Yeah!
Magic missile! Magic missile! Magic missile! Magic missile!
Hey, it's me, Tiger, and I've come back to deliver you a vid quickie on a new game. ATLYSS gets right to the point. It's fun, fast, straightforward, while also having a decent amount of depth to its gameplay and schmovement. I've been keeping track of this game since its 0.3.0 alpha earlier this year, and with its recent Steam Early Access release, I'm going to give you a couple of big, huge, massive, even gargantuan, honkin' reasons for why you should give ATLYSS a shot. One big reason is definitely ass. Let's not beat around the bush. This game is perfect gooner and furry bait. If you just want something to awooga to, this game will provide it. Jokes aside, there's no real nudity in this game, so there isn't really anything explicit enough to push you away from it. The gameplay is actually good. Combat hits right, the flow movement feels great, and with the variety of classes, skills, and weapons, you're in for a good time, especially if you have friends to play with. The three classes, Fighter, Bandit, and Mystic, each have their own unique skills and scaling stats. You want to be Senator Armstrong? Go Fighter and you can block everything with your face, and still have stamina left over to ground pound their asses. Are you chasing that double dagger high, or a bow lover? Bandit's really agile and great at dishing out tons of burst damage. Mystic enjoyers will frequently experience the joy of mana sickness while chucking rocks and casting bolts of elements in general. After hitting endgame with all of them, I can say that they all feel viable to play. I spent the most time playing my first character, which was a Coon Bandit.
Goddamn right.
An important thing to note is that choosing your class is a permanent decision for your character, and something you can't take back. That might sound a little intimidating, but I really don't think it's much of an issue yet, since you can create a new character and get back to that point pretty quickly. The leveling system doesn't really edge you much, and as long as you're doing quests, you'll be doing fine. Each class starts off specializing for certain stat types for weapons, although you can change the scaling stat through the enchanter if you want, kinda like infusing in Dark Souls. Fighters can use heavy weapons, which are basically the Unga Bunga caveman sticks you expect most strength enjoyers to have, or they can charge through groups of enemies with a polearm and utilize its long reach. Sorting and boarding also feels pretty good, since you can stay on the enemy's ass and play hyper-aggressively, while benefiting from your shield's bonus stats. For bandits, the Katar basically makes you Kirito, and you get to have some crackhead fun. In between your cooldowns, you can swap to your bow and burst monsters down from a distance. Spread shot is nasty, and I recommend spamming it when it's available. Mystics get scepters and bells, which are both usable with shields. While I think the bell's more interesting, the pauses in between swings really slow you down, so I ended up using the scepters most of the time to push out some extra damage while waiting for my mana drought to end. The skill system's actually pretty simple. All your abilities and moves are skills that can be obtained from your skill book and arranged on your hotbar. Every race starts with a specific skill, but outside of class-based abilities, everything can be obtained and learned on your character as long as you have the space. If you learn too many skills, you can just unlearn them, and finding skill scrolls isn't that hard, as long as you just play the game. If you give yourself a skill with a stun, you'll have some breathing room in fights, and you won't end up in a gangbang of hit stuns and knockbacks. With your class skills and found skills from the overworld, you can have some fun making your own builds on your characters. Movement is great in ATLYSS. You can double jump or even triple if you're a bandit. Combining your jumps with dashes and each weapon's unlockable mid-air attack, you can move around the map like a speedrunner and it feels good. You can even bring out the melee tricks and cancel end lag by blocking. You don't need to do any of this, but damn, it feels amazing to pull it off. Parrying makes me bust in most games, and ATLYSS is no different. It reminds me of Sekiro's parrying mechanics, and it sounds just as good when you get it right. Nothing feels as good as waffle stomping an encounter because you knew the perfect parry timings for the whole fight. All these things combined already make for a great experience solo, but this game has co-op and it's a good time. You could build your characters to balance around your party's weaknesses, or you could just have fun and pancake every single enemy with hammers.
Okay. Let's kill him. Let's kill this guy. Let's beat him to death with hammers.
The transmog system allows you to look great while doing it too, and that's always appreciated. The system was actually a bit flawed in the previous patch, but while I was making this review, the dev actually fixed it entirely, so good shit, dude. At the moment, the game only has around 10 hours of content, give or take. However, not every game has to have an endless well of content, especially if it's in early access. This game is a blast, and one of the only negatives I can think of is that the game is too short. I want more. That's pretty much a compliment. I think for $9.99, with the potential to become even more of a banger in the future, I'd say that's a great deal, and you should give ATLYSS a try. I have a good feeling about this game's future, and I hope everyone else has fun making the perfect furry OCs until the next update. If you enjoyed this video, consider slapping that sub button. It'll help my EP grow a couple of inches, and that's all that matters in life. Pekka's just around the corner, and man, that game looks good. We'll see. Maybe the next video is going to be about Russian Lethal Company. I have a good feeling about that one too. See you all next time.
Let's go gambling! Aw, dang it! Aw, dang it! Aw, dang it!